Have you ever prayed and heard nothing? You asked God for guidance. You begged Him for an answer. You waited, and all you found was silence. In those moments, it's easy to wonder, has God forgotten me? Did I do something wrong? Why does heaven seem so quiet? But what if God's silence isn't rejection? What if His silence is preparing you for something greater than you can imagine? Today, let's discover what Scripture says about those seasons when God feels silent. Because some of God's greatest work happens when we hear Him the least. If you've ever felt abandoned by God, you're not alone. Nearly every great servant of God experienced seasons of silence. Job cried out during unimaginable suffering. He lost his family, his wealth, his health. He searched desperately for God. Yet he said, "If I go east, He is not there. If I go west, I do not find Him." Still, God had never left Job. God was allowing a deeper work to take place, not punishment, preparation. David also knew silence. Many of his psalms begin with painful questions. "How long, O Lord? Will you forget me forever?" Yet the same David later declared, "I trust in your unfailing love." His circumstances had not changed. His faith had. Think about a teacher during an exam. The teacher rarely speaks, not because the teacher has disappeared, but because the student must demonstrate what has already been learned. Sometimes, God allows silence because He is inviting us to trust Him without constant reassurance. Faith isn't believing after you receive proof. Faith is continuing to trust before the answer arrives. The Israelites spent years wandering in the wilderness. Joseph spent years forgotten in prison. Abraham waited decades for God's promise. None of them understood the delay, but every season of waiting shaped the person God intended them to become. God wasn't absent. He was preparing them. One of the most powerful examples comes from the prophet Elijah. After a great victory, Elijah became exhausted, afraid, discouraged. He expected God to appear with overwhelming power. A mighty wind came, but God was not in the wind. An earthquake shook the mountain. God was not in the earthquake. Fire appeared. Still, God was not in the fire. Then came a gentle whisper. Sometimes we're looking for dramatic miracles, while God is speaking quietly enough that only a surrendered heart can hear Him. Silence doesn't always mean God isn't speaking. Sometimes it means we're learning a new way to listen. If you're walking through a silent season, don't stop praying. Prayer isn't only about receiving answers, it's about remaining close to the One who already knows your future. Stay in Scripture. God's written word never becomes silent. Keep obeying what He has already revealed. Don't abandon your faith because your emotions have changed. Feelings rise and fall. God's character does not. Remember Romans 8:28. God is working in all things. Even the things we cannot yet understand. The silence you're experiencing today may become the testimony you'll share tomorrow. If heaven feels quiet, don't assume God has left you. The greatest roots grow underground, where no one can see them. Likewise, God often performs His deepest work in the hidden seasons of life. One day you'll look back and realize that what felt like silence was actually God preparing every step ahead of you. So don't give up. Keep praying, keep trusting, keep walking, because even when God feels silent, He is never absent, and His promises never fail.